So the 25th SCO summit has taken place in Tianjin in China, and this expensive format has not been seen before this as far as SCO is concerned. This is perhaps the largest gathering of world leaders as far as SCO forum is concerned. There are more than 20 foreign leaders that included many heads of the state, many heads of the government who attended the meeting, the SCO summit here in China. And apart from that, there were 10 heads of international organizations that did attend this meeting. And as far as big takeaways from the SCO summit are concerned, of course, these all SCO partner countries did agree for a multipolar world, for a multipolar Asia, and an inclusive environment for everyone, and specifically for the developing countries. And as far as India is concerned, the biggest takeaway from this meeting was inclusion or incorporation of Pahalgam attack in the Tianjin Declaration. Remember the SCO defense level summit that happened a few months ago, that did not mention Pahalgam attack as a terror attack. Rather, it had mentioned Balochistan, the attack that took place in Balochistan, as a terror attack. India had raised this objection, and the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh refused to sign that document, the SCO Defense Declaration that took place just a few months from now. But as far as today's joint declaration is concerned, not only the joint declaration talks about Pahalgam terror attack, but also talks about bringing the perpetrator of the attack to the justice. So that's one thing, that's one major key point as far as India's point of view is concerned, or as far as, India and the SCO format is concerned. Apart from that, one earth, one family, one future. We've always been talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That's also one thing that has been incorporated as far as the Tianjin Joint Declaration is concerned. And apart from that, since the SCO summit is happening amidst the chaos that is happening around the world as far as tariff policy of USA is concerned, America has imposed a 50% tariff on India, out of which 25% has been levied on India just because India is purchasing oil from Russia. So, but here at SCO, at least in the Tianjin declaration, one gets to see that how the SCO format has agreed, or these SCO leaders have agreed for a multipolar world to include everything, even to include everything, and to make environment conducive for the developing countries. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also did talk about this in his remarks. And apart from that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also emphasized about terrorism in his opening remarks that he made at the beginning of the SCO summit, the day 2 of the SCO summit. One thing that we could see, the Pakistan, even in the pictures or in the optics, one could see that while Indian Prime Minister could be seen standing or walking hand in hand with a Chinese president or with Russian president, the Pakistani Prime Minister, in fact, at times seems to be, standing alone in a corner like an ignored person. So that, those pictures, as far as diplomacy is concerned, that's a big thing. Diplomatically, symbols, gestures, these things really matter a lot as far as international diplomacy is concerned. So yes, SCO summit concluded here in Tianjin, and many things have come out as far as India-China relationship. Though SCO was a multilateral summit, but of course there have been bilateral meetings between India and Russia and India and China. As far as India and China, bilateral meeting that took place on the sidelines of the SCO summit did talk about positive progress in the relationship between both the countries as far as India and China are concerned. President Xi Jinping talked about dragon and elephant dancing together and making the right choice by doing so. And apart from that, he also talked about there has been, a discussion, a conversation about border issues, disengagement. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that differences should not get converted into dispute. And both countries, in a way, agreed that they are not rivals, they are developing partners of each other. So So that's something which I would say has been carried forward from where Mr. Wang Yi left it in India when he went there in India. A 10-point mechanism was drawn between two countries as far as resolving border issues or other issues between the two countries. That also includes resumption of air services between the two countries, though what we've been told, modalities are now being only discussed between the two countries as far as resumption of airline is concerned. The relationship are already on a positive track between both the countries, and border issues. There has been talk about disengagement, resumption of Mansarovar Yatra, resumption of visas, resumption of airlines. So all this is happening. So in a way, Donald Trump, the US president, literally, it seems, is forcing these, these world powers from global south or from east or from Asia to come together, because he's literally cornering India as far as tariff is concerned. That literally is somehow paving the way for a new world order wherein these three world powers are seeming to be coming on one platform and seeming to be changing that world order. Of course, also somehow making a conducive environment wherein the West's hegemony is being questioned by the Eastern powers or by the global South voices. So that's one thing wherein we do see that these powers from these global South voices or these East Asia, the voices of East are also asserting themselves as far as the world platform is concerned. So SCO is a big platform. There has been a war on terrorism. It's a big diplomatic victory for India to get that incorporated into the joint declaration, the Tianjin Joint Declaration of SCO. So the summit has concluded as far as Russia-India bilateral ties are concerned. A great gesture was shown by President Putin when he and Prime Minister Narendra Modi went from the SCO summit venue to their hotel in the same car. That rarely happens, and you rarely see such gestures being made by, presidents or the presidents of such big powers. But of course, that was a messaging perhaps on the part of both the leaders to send across to the world, to the globe, and that must have sent across the message where it wanted to hit, of course, the America. So there has been discussion between both the countries about Ukraine, because India has time and again said that it's not an era of war. Dialogue and diplomacy should be the only way through which these sort of conflicts should be resolved. And in the meeting that took place between Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this issue did come up for the discussion. In fact, President Putin, in his opening remarks at the SCO summit, or in his remarks at the SCO summit, did appreciate India and China's role as far as trying to get this conflict resolved. So that issue that issue was discussed between both the leaders, and apart from that, trade and other issues were also discussed in the meeting that took place between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the President of Russia, Mr. Vladimir Putin. So there has been lots happening over here. Tianjin has been quite a quite the hub or quite the epicenter of all these activities, all this while since last 2-3 days. But since the summit has concluded now, let's see from where. Of course, it has paved the way for the future as far as these three superpowers, these three important, powers of the global south are concerned. So let's see from here where will the relationship between, these countries will go, and how effective things will be as far as the SCO's summit is concerned. So SCO has been able to send across a strong message on the front of trade, on the front of terror, as far as this 25th SCO summit is concerned.